Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Mario Kart. It is episode 34, that is a lot of episodes. Today will be post-commentated because the number of this episode ends in a 4 or a 9. If you haven't noticed that pattern yet, that's a pattern I like to go for usually. Today I'll be playing as Dry Bones and in the Bit Bike, so that'll make things a little more interesting because the Bit Bike is incredibly slow, so I have to play smart, but it's also incredibly light, which means that if I get bumped around at all, it's going to be devastating. So let's jump right into it, see how I did. First race is on Warrior's Gold Mine. I get the startup boost like I do normally. And Warrior's Gold Mine is terrifying because there are so many places to get bumped off. As you see, I almost get bumped off a couple of times, but I'm still in 4th, Nothing too major. Actually, I'm all the way up to 2nd now. Wow, it's funny how this game works. We gotta try to look out for this star. It was closer than I thought it was, so that's good that I avoided that. And I want to be really careful, because as I've said, if I get hit by King Boo, at all, I'm flying off the edge. So I have to be very careful not to go anywhere near King Boo. And King Boo actually fails here, which makes it very hard, but then he hits the minecart, so, it's pretty easy to dodge him. Also get that pow dodge, and I take the shortcut successfully. One great benefit about this bike is that it is very, very easy to turn, so I can make as many adjustments as I want without even needing to drift. It's just, I can do it whatever I feel like. Anyway, back to the race. Red shell game for me, I can't do anything about that. This blue shell, I could have probably avoided, but Baby Mario was just in the middle of the road, and I didn't have enough time to, figure out what I should do, if anything. These bats are a little obnoxious. They kind of knock you around a bit, and if you hit one straight on, it kind of kills most of your speed, but I have bigger fish to fry at the moment. I'm back in 1st place, though, throwing away my fake item box, because nobody likes fake item boxes, and for some reason here, I just completely, I turned too far to the right, and I fall off the edge, so I'm in 6th place now, going into the shortcut. And I get triple mushrooms. Now, every time I get triple mushrooms on this track, my first thought is go for the glitch. But, as we've learned in previous episodes, if I go for the glitch and I fail it, then I'm, basically set for the rest of the race. I can't do anything. I'm going to get last place no matter what. Unfortunately instead, I just get red shelled and then knocked off the edge. But I do dodge the shock, so that is nice. That is pretty nice. But now, once again, I'm in the back. And everyone's small, so I'm able to pass them quite easily, and I don't have to worry that much about getting bumped. But now, King Boo's in front of me again. I gotta be really careful how I approach this. Mario actually fails here, so he falls off the edge. Actually, King Boo knocks him off the edge, whatever. And at this point, I'm close enough to King Boo that I can just take the shortcut, and I will pass King Boo. And that's exactly what happens. I end up passing King Boo, and I get 1st place. Actually, King Boo falls off, so he gets 9th, I think? 6th. I don't know where I got 9th. I just kind of said numbers. Yeah, so that was Warrior's Gold Mine. Next race I have for you is on Ghost Valley 2. I don't remember what happens in this race. I just remember it being kind of chaotic. We'll see. I don't get an item at the start, and King Boo drops a banana right on me, which is very unfortunate. Rosalina won't let me take the shortcut. So, that is also unfortunate, but I get an item and it's a mushroom. Now, there's not really a good place to use a mushroom on this map if you're not glitching, so I'm going to use it to try to get another item, and I don't. I miss, so this lap has gone very badly for me, but I am in 3rd place, so it could have been worse. I do get an item here, and it is a red shell. I don't like throwing red shells, which is, it didn't matter, because Daisy immediately ran into the back of my car, but yeah, I usually like to hold red shells just to threaten the other computers, and they can't even tell they're being threatened because they're computers, but it works on other people, so. I drove past all those people, it doesn't matter, I'm just that cool, and now I'm in 1st place again. I have a green shell, which means I can protect myself from red shells, but not blue shells. Luckily, I do not believe there is a blue shell on the end of this race. I seriously don't remember what happens. Oh, no, just a peaceful ending to a peaceful race. And I don't dodge the POW because I lose control of my character after lap 3. Alright, next is Peach Beach. Oh, that's really bright on my screen. Ooh. I included this race because I just wanted to, okay, well, first of all, I get knocked off to the side. This is what I'm talking about, how light I am. Anyone with speed of any kind will just kill me. So I wanted to address how to dodge these cataquacks. Now, a lot of people, especially when they're first starting, are not sure how to, like, avoid these cataquacks. And I always suggest, if you're in an outside drift vehicle, I always suggest just drifting around them. Cataquacks will try to travel in a straight line towards you, and they do so, you know, at every point in time they are traveling straight towards you. So if you're turning, then you're not moving in a straight line, so it's harder for the cataquack to end up where you're going to be. Like, you see how I just avoided that purple cataquack pretty easily just because I was drifting. And I was very close to the duck, as you saw. But, I mean, there was basically no chance of me getting hit there. Anyway, back to the race. I'm in first place. Maybe I should have saved that whole spiel for, you know, when things weren't actually happening in the race. But, oh well. Yeah, so I keep being in first place. Oh, look at me, I'm in first place. Oh ho! Boy, isn't it sure great to be in first place? This is what my commentary has been reduced to. I'm gonna hold my items here until the very end, just in case of a red shell like that. And fake item boxes are absolutely worthless in this game, like I have said before. Okay, not worthless, but they're not helpful. I would much rather have, you know, bananas. That's just me, though. Mario Circuit is the next track that we have on the docket for today. Yes, I said docket. Don't knock it till you tried it. Don't knock it on the docket. Oh, that's fun. Anyway, I get an item, which is nice. It is a banana, which is nice. It's much better than a fake item box. And I'm just going to go around the chain shop, as I normally do. Trying to avoid these green shells, you know. It's a pretty typical drive on your Mario Circuit. I don't actually remember what happens on this track, so I'm trying to, like, play it up like something big is going to happen and I know about it in the future, but I honestly can't remember. If you're going to back bananas anywhere on this track, it's usually a good idea to place them on the center line. There I got lucky because Mario just ran into the back of me. But, especially on, like, turns like this part, computers are more likely to hug the center line than you. So placing, you know, traps on the center line is a good idea. I get blue shelled, but I am still in first because I am cool. This red shell, Mario, I don't know how that hits me. But there's another red shell coming. Luckily, I have a banana to block this one. And Rosalina's scaring me because I want to wheelie on this straightaway. Okay, she gets bumped out of the way. But I want to wheelie on a straightaway, and when there's someone right in front of you who's in a slower car and will knock you, it's really dangerous to do anything like that. Anyway, I get triple mushrooms, spend them all to get a new item, which is triple bananas. I probably should have used those more cautiously, but anyway, I can just outline Mario and Yoshi because I'm better than them. And I believe I just hold on to this for the rest of the track. Oh yeah, there's some mushrooms here, so I take one of them, or two of them. And that green shell almost kills me, but luckily I do manage to get first place. And this was around the 9th race, I think I did, so at this point I'm getting used to the handling of the car. And now we have Mario Raceway of the N64 Mario Kart 64 for the N64, Mario Kart. How many times can I say N64? This is a prime example of why I don't like fake item boxes. It's because things like that happen in the game, where people get items and then you can't do anything about it. Anyway, I don't have an item. I almost get starred, as you saw earlier. This is my first opportunity to get an item, and I get a golden mushroom. Now, golden mushrooms are very useful, especially on this part up here. This is the best spot to use a golden. You can cut off this turn and that turn. And you want to go outside this pipe. The reason you want to go outside this pipe is so you don't accidentally get hit by stray items. Going outside the pipe reduces your chances of that, because obviously no one else is going to be driving outside of the pipe, unless they're idiots, which I wouldn't put it past some of the computers. But anyway, I have a a decent lead. You know, I could take a red shell, maybe. Definitely not a blue shell. But shocks are very good in this car because I have a very high acceleration stat. So that is very good for me. And, I mean, they will grow bigger sooner than me, but it matters very little in this car. Just driving around with my little green shell. Rosalina tries to pass me. I say, no thank you, and pass her right back. And I'm eyeing that King Boo snipe. I do back spam him at the same time he gets hit by a red shell, so I don't think it showed me cheering, but I did hit him, so don't you worry about that, man. Why did I include this track? Probably just for the first lap for that golden mushroom part. Nothing else really exciting is happening, except now I have 3 shells. 2 green shells and 1 shell on my back. Isn't that kind of cool? Wow. I don't have much to discuss this race. Yeah, the main takeaway I wanted to give you guys was that the golden mushroom usage at the very beginning, that is a very good shortcut. You should learn it. It's not that hard compared to a lot of other tracks. And yeah, that is Mario Raceway. You'll notice I threw a red shell or a green shell forward at the end. I like to bounce it off the wall. That's the good luck wall, actually. I like to bounce it off that wall and send it back so that, you know, computers will get confused. But they don't have brains, so they are already confused. Anyway, Shagai Beach, the best track in the game. Not. Yoshi passes me immediately, and he's trying to, like, suicide dive bomb me here, like, by swerving in front of me to cancel my wheelie or something. I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna try to avoid it. And I do get a really nice low trick, but Koopa Troopa passes me. I do not want that Thundercloud, especially on this track. I get triple mushrooms. Now, triple mushrooms are, you know, they're pretty good on this track. You want to cut off water with them every time you use one, so, you know, there's one spot to use a mushroom. The better spot is to use them up here. You see that dot on the map? That is, you want to mushroom into that dot. And that is a good spot to use mushroom as well. I decide not to use them. I'm going to hold them in case of a blue shell, because that is usually what I like to do whenever I get them. However, there's a POW coming. Normally, you want to spam your mushrooms if there's a POW coming. Even if, you know, it doesn't help you at all, it will not cause shrooms to pop out of your body, and that way other racers can't use your mushrooms. It's better to, you know, not get the full extent of them, but have nobody else do it, and then... I'm sorry, I lost all mental processes because that red shell dodge was incredible. Hello. This is not really worthwhile to post-commentate, gonna be honest with you guys. Back to the race. That cannonball was very unfortunate, but I have such a large lead that, you know, who cares if I get caught up in a couple explosions? I'm already dead, I'm dryable, I'm a skeleton, so, like, I don't care. Yeah, but that red shell dodge was the reason I included this race. Yes. Okay, so Waluigi Stadium. This race was just past the halfway point. And I do pull a red shell immediately, which is kind of nice. But unfortunately, Bowser manages to flatten me here. Thank you, Bowser. That's very helpful. When you're small or when you're flattened, you can take this little side shortcut. You can take it when you're big, too, but it's just harder. So I normally don't. But anyway, there's that for you. The red shell doesn't go for me for some reason. I'm okay with that. Bowser gets hit by a stray green, so I take back first place. And I don't mean to trick here. That's something I wanted to bring up, especially on this track. That straightaway with the 2 hills, it is faster to not trick on those hills. And that is because as soon as you go off the hill, you have to fall back down right into another trick if you are going to trick. So you spend more time in the air than actually on the ground getting from that boost. It's not helpful in that way. Anyway, I get a red shell. And that means I can intimidate Bowser with my superior driving skills and my superior item knowledge. Yes, see how he backed away in fear? Because he's a little scared little baby nerd. I'm gonna say that from now on. I think that's the greatest insult I've ever come up with. Anyway, I get shocked here, and this is something I do want to bring up, because when you're small, it is faster to trick on those hills. Because on the first hill, you get just enough air that you land still on a trickable part of the ramp. And if you trick on that second part of the ramp, you get, like, no air at all. And I also wanted to bring up that mushroom. Those mushrooms were completely out of the way. I could not have gotten to them. And even if I could have gotten to them, they would not have been useful for me. So instead of trying to hit the mushroom, I instead trap the mushroom, which means I place a banana after the mushroom. And that way, if somebody else takes the mushroom, then, you know, they'll mushroom right into a banana. And that'll be, you know, that won't save any time for them. Back to the race. I get blue shelled and then red shelled, and then I am an idiot and hit this stationary red shell, which I should have seen coming. But you save so much time in that section anyway, it doesn't even matter. I'm still in first place. And this turn coming up is a little difficult with outside drift bikes, but I mean, this car has the best handling ever, so it's not even a problem for me. And I go over the item box because my car is so light that I get sent 8 million feet into the sky. Ugh. Alright, so now we have Raceway again. As everyone knows, Raceway is my favorite track to snake on. But I burn out at the start, and I'm gonna get an item here, except I don't actually get an item here. Bowser's knocking me around, and I'd like to get another item here, but once again, I am bad at the game, so I do not get an item. And finally at this set, I do get an item in 8th place. It is triple mushrooms. Now, triple mushrooms also work with the golden shortcut I showed earlier, but there's a better spot to use triple mushrooms. It's to cut behind the giant mushroom on that turn. If you know what I'm talking about, I'll point it out next lap. That's the best spot to use triple mushrooms. You can use 1 mushroom per lap, and yeah, that's better than pretending it's a golden mushroom. So I'm just going to hold on to these mushrooms until I get to that section, except Rosalina's just has green shells, so I use 1, and she bumps me here, so I use another. And I try to chain for a new item, but I just miss the item box, so this is the turn I'm talking about. You can cut it inside of that mushroom, and it's much faster. One of the best shortcuts in the game, because there's, like, no risk at all. Anyway, I'm in 7th place, and I get triple mushrooms again. I'm gonna use 1 here, except I get shocked. So, yeah, I guess I will not be. But, as I've said before, shocks are good for me, because I can recover quite easily. And this POW comes, which forces me to use my Mega. I'm going to go off-road, because it does not slow me down in a Mega. And now I am in 1st place with quite a large lead. I could easily take a blue shell at this point and still, you know, not even be worried about 1st place. So that's very nice, very comforting indeed. I do have 4 bananas as well. Well, okay, not anymore. I used to have 4 bananas, which, you know, complete security. Now I have a green shell. And this, oh, that random green shell makes me mad. That's so unfortunate. Anyway, I dodge the red shell with my green shell, and I get that mushroom that was kind of out of the way. I'm not sure if I should even have gone for that. And this green shell in front of me is kind of scaring me, but it hits this banana, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. And because of that, I get 1st place. You'll notice in this video that I have gotten 1st place in all the races that I've shown. And normally I don't do that. Normally I show races where I do get last place, or, you know, 4th or 5th or something. But the races that I did that on in this, you know, set of 32 races was Mushroom Gorge, and then the second time I played Mushroom Gorge. And both of those were because a blue shell came and hit me while I was in between mushrooms and I fell off. So I didn't think that was very interesting to show. Anyway, back to the race. Sherbetland. Also one of my favorite tracks. Not. I probably shouldn't be driving that close to the edge because I am very light. Which is very dangerous for me, but whatever. I am going to take the fast cave route. I hit the wall, which is a little unfortunate, but I mean, I can take turns like a champ. Nobody's even worried about it. Yoshi's scaring me, though, because he's dragging a green shell. And if I get too close to him, I'm just going to hit that green shell, and it's going to be really bad for me. Like that. Oh, that attack was very close. He hits a penguin, though, so he drops it, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I hit this wall for the second time in a row. And I can never... I don't think I've ever hit that wall before in my life, but I hit it twice in one race. And then that whole shebang with King Boo and the red shell and the thundercloud... I don't know. It turned out in my favor because I don't have a thundercloud at the end of the day, but that was really confusing. I go inside the fake item box because I'm cool and want to show off, and you can see King Boo's small here, so... Yep, definitely worth it. Okay, so I do make it through the cave section all right, and now it's just kind of me and Mario. I mean, Peach Beach is... Peach Beach. Baby Peach is what I meant to say. Baby Peach is kind of close, and Yoshi's pretty close as well. But Mario hits a penguin, so now he's in third. He hits another penguin. So it's just kind of me and Yoshi are really the only ones who can contend for it at this point. And I'm gonna, hold on to this as long as I can. Yoshi hits a penguin, that's good for me. I get a fake item box, which is not good for me, and I see a red shell starting to come for me, so I'm gonna drive close to the edge, and I'm gonna hop over these cracks. Unfortunately, the game does not tell me that a blue shell is coming. So that surprises me. And this green shell almost hits me. Luckily, I survive. And this POW comes. I can dodge it because I'm not... Because I know how this game works, I guess. And, yep, that's a pretty nice cave section. It's always important to remember that there are 2 penguins traveling around each pillar. So just imagine if you're coming up on a turn... see where the first penguin is that you can see, and that'll be, 180 degrees from where the second penguin is, and that'll help you prepare a little bit better for, the inevitable doom of hitting a penguin. Well, that is all the races. Those are all the races that I had for you. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I have other videos where I commentate live, and other videos where I commentate post, like this one. They are all up on my channel. I have a playlist. I should probably link that in the description if I remember. I probably won't remember because I never remember that thing. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. Dear Lord, help us to recall that you are in control, and that nothing that is happening in the present will catch you off guard or make you panic. In 1 Corinthians 1, Paul writes, "For the foolishness of God is wiser than man's wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than man's strength." Help us to fully believe that this week. In your name I pray. Amen.